Hello everyone, and from today onwards, we are going to start our science syllabus. And our first chapter is gravitation. Now, what is gravitation? Gravitation is the phenomenon which was discovered by Sir Isaac Newton. He saw an apple falling down from a tree, and after seeing that, he thought a lot, and he came to a conclusion that there must be some kind of force which Earth is using to attract the apple to itself. Now, the force is applied on apple; it's in to the perpendicular direction. Now, Newton thought that if force of gravitation is acting on apple, which is on tree, and that too from different heights, can it also act on objects like moon? Can it also act on even further objects like planets or it may be sun? Let's find out answer to all these questions. So before starting, let's know about the force and motion. As we all know that force is necessary to change the speed and the direction of the motion of object. So here, generally the planets revolve in circular motion. So we will study about the circular motion and centripetal force. Now, as shown, if we hold a string and we are revolving it in a circular manner. So now we are pulling stone inward, means to the center of the circle, and we are applying force on it. Now, if force will stop acting if string is released. In this case, the stone will fly off alongside the straight line, which is tangent. Now, thus, if a force is acting on any moving object along a circular path and it is directed toward the center of circle, it is called as centripetal force. Centripetal means center seeking. Similarly, Moon is a natural satellite of Earth. It will revolve around a certain definite orbit. Now, the direction of motion and speed of moon is also constantly changing during this motion. So definitely there is some force which is exerted on moon by Earth which will attract moon towards the Earth. Next we will study about the Kepler's laws. After observing a lot of planetary motion data, Johannes Kepler found out there are some kind of motion, some kind of you know particular motion planets are following. Okay? So he stated three laws which describe planetary motion. So first is where the orbit of planet is not circular, it's ellipse. Okay, the orbit of planets is an ellipse with the sun at one of the foci. Okay, now the Kepler's second law. Line joining the planet and sun will sweep equal area in equal interval of time. Okay, and the third and most important, the square of period of revolution around the sun. Absolutely about I'm talking about planet. The square of period of revolution of planet around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of mean distance of planet from the sun. Okay. So t square is directly proportional to the r cube. This is the third. Okay, now let's move forward to the Newton's universal law of gravitation, one of the important concepts in this chapter. After seeing and studying all the considerations which was Kepler's law were mentioning, Newton formulated his theory of universal gravity. Now, according to his theory, every other object in universe will attract every another object with a definite force. This force is directly proportional to the product of masses m1 and m2 as shown in the figure and is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So formula becomes F means the gravitational force is equal to G. G is universal gravitational constant. M1, M2 are the masses of two objects and divided by D square or R square we can say. The distance, square of distance between them. Now above law means that if mass of one object is doubled, then the force between two objects will also double. But if the distance is doubled, the force will decrease by factor of 4. Now, in this case, when the bodies are not spherical or irregular, in that case, we will consider the center of masses of that bodies. The direction of force will be taken along the line joining their center of mass, and the distance will be also taken between their center of masses. Also, as mentioned below, universal value of gravitational constant is 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. It's important to remember the units. Okay, from now onwards, um, I think it's enough for today's video. We'll learn remaining concepts in the second part of this video. Thank you.